Oh no. Oh.
Con...
Yo,
Masa,
we
I seen you
live.
hop in. Masa, I seen you hop into the boxing stream.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. When you posted it, but I had to get off because I had to shower the kids. I should have left that shit playing. What the fuck?
That shit was entertaining.
I was supposed to hop on, but then I was playing Mario and I forgot.
Bowser's Fury or 3D?
3D. 3D.
I haven't tried it. How's 3D?
3D is fun. It's like what I remember,
It's
except
the
it looks
same thing.
better and it feels better.
Yo,
Yeah, but it's
Bowser's
what I remember
Fury.
though.
When you play that shit on the screen, man.
I can't though, man, because like even on the monitor, like 2K monitor, like because the Switch is only the Switch is not even 1080, it's like 720. It doesn't even go full 1080, so it doesn't look right. It looks I see
Really?
it and it gets me upset. Yeah.
Bowser's Fury looked really good on my TV in the living room.
Yeah. Oh, you have what,
Yeah.
75? You have a 75 out there?
Yeah, 75 4K.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. I have a 65 in 4K and I don't like how it looks.
Damn.
Yeah.
You have
But I'm picky as shit though.
Yeah, me too though. Low key, when it comes to my TV and monitors, like I'm okay with because I don't, I'm cool with what I got. But TV, I need to see it nice. But it's
No.
I could only imagine that shit like in an OLED TV. Oh man,
Yeah.
they did really well.
I haven't checked it out. I haven't even checked that. I haven't even booted up Bowser's yet. I've just been playing. I've only played like I just passed the World 1 in a 3D world. That's all I've done yet so far.
Let me pop up this chat book. Excuse me.
What up, Adrian? What up, Glenn? How you beautiful people doing? Yo, they finally gave us some shit to talk about today, huh?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, good enough compared to but we've done better with worse.
Accurate.
So let's see how we are when we got. Yeah, so let's see how we are when we got content. We're just gonna stay staring at each other.
Oh, excuse me. What about Canelo though, dog?
I called it.
How was it? I didn't get to watch it. I was
Last,
but fuck nowhere.
How was that? Before we get to Canelo, how was that?
Dog, dope, but at night it was like 32 degrees.
Yes, you know what? I ain't fucking with that.
Freezing to death, bro. I had
Yo.
2 sweaters on.
Can't be tent or what was it?
No, I slept in the car, but this shit is worse.
Yeah, that shit does it cold. So, Peep Game, we're heading to Yosemite on Friday. And I was like praying in my heart and soul because I didn't want to hike. So I told Stacy, like, damn, man, hopefully it snows. Not thinking it's going to snow in March. Guess what it's going to do? It's snowing on Saturday. And I was like, damn, I really wish I wanted to hike, this, that. Thank the Lord. So I'm going to go hunting.
Y'all getting a spot out there or?
Yeah, cabin.
Oh.
Yeah. But Canelo. People were mad at it. But I get it. Like, he has to go through. Like, tell me how you would feel if you were the other guy on the other side. You're knowing you're the next up in line for that fight, and Canelo wants to unify the belts. So I mean, it's still right step. It is what it is. It's not his fault that that's the person that was up in line.
And that's the most fucked up part, right? Because this division is meant for Canelo. He looks so good in this division, dog. This weight class,
it's crazy.
Like he's kept all his power. And he's super snappier. Like his punches, like his heavy punches, snap, bro. Like they're hitting super fast, yo. And
his defense is like the closest thing that I've seen to Mayweather. Like the whole pop hit. We're watching greatness, to be honest with you.
And it's fucked up, right? Because he has nobody else. Like nobody in that weight class is gonna do anything.
Benavidez could give him a run for his money. Benavidez would be a good fight. I want to see him fight against the Charlo brothers just because they're really loud. So there's those type of boxers that are like, oh, you don't want this, you don't want that, but they also want a payday. But I can see why they think that they're up in line too. But yeah, compared to what we've been used to as far as great boxers always having good names around them, Canelo's in a time where he's just a class above everybody else.
Yeah, it's not even close. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed him boxing, right?
Yeah.
To be fair though, I thought he would put him away because when he dropped him, there's still like a minute 30 left in that round, right? And I thought he would drop him. I thought he would finish him off in that round. I didn't expect that fool to not come out for the second round though. You know, he must have been hurt. He must have been hurt.
Joel Diaz was in the second round. At the end of the second, Joel Diaz told him, "If I don't see anything, I'm pulling out. You know, I'm pulling out the towel." And I think he spoke to. I saw the replay once it happened. I think he spoke to somebody in his Turkey native language, and the guy was like, "Nah, like don't. This is it. It's a wrap. There's nothing there."
No, it was crazy because he was getting moved like legit, like you know, half a foot every time you get popped in the ribs, bro. Like he would get, you know, yikes, man. I'm telling you, like Canelo had like these long ass windups, but then he snaps them so quick. It's so hard for, you know. Usually when a fighter winds up like that, the other boxer could kind of, you know, like get a chance to move out of the way, right? And it's so snappy in this weight class is ridiculous, you know.
Yo, and they just announced for September Masvidal Usman too. Ooh,
that's cake for Usman, man.
I hope
he's
so.
He's a monster. He's a monster.
Listen, my bias, in the first fight I went for Masvidal. In the second fight, I want Usman just to rock his shit. But Masvidal he's a good fighter.
I don't fuck with Masvidal no more.
He's nice. He's nice.
I want to forget wrecked. I can't fuck with Masvidal no more, though.
Yeah,
hey, I'm done.
Hey,
I'm done with
let's talk about something though. You want to talk about it now, or I want to talk about what's on you? I want to talk about what's on you. You know, you know. Hey, you looking kind of skinny. Hey, you looking
it's the jersey, dog. It's the vertical lines. You know what I mean? That fucks with this, yo. It's flattering to me.
Okay.
Yo, man, this kid is stupid. It's stupid, though. Like I legit, like I don't want to take it off. I'm about to buy me the long sleeve. I'm about to buy me a long sleeve replica just because that one's fire too.
To sleep?
The long sleeve?
Yeah, to sleep.
Something? To sleep? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
For everything, dog. You know what I mean? Like this kid is fire, stupid, like dumb fire, dog. I'm in love with it. I don't like the back as much because it's all black, but I'm gonna put a name on there real quick. Hopefully fix that up a little bit. But man, this kid is super.
What are you thinking? Man. Chenko?
Nah. I'm probably gonna do Smarts. I'm probably gonna do Brigade. I'm not sure yet. One or two. But
also you're doing a personalized one.
Yeah, I'm not doing a player. I can't do a player. I thought about doing a player, but I can't do that, bro. I don't know. You know
what? I was contemplating that because I'm the same as you when it comes to jerseys. I don't like getting I don't get players' names on my jerseys because one, you know, once they leave, then it's like fuck. Like, how do you feel? You get me? So
yeah.
But the first jersey I've ever owned with a name on the back is I just got the Mookie Betts. Stacey got it to me for Christmas. I was like, you know what? I'll fuck with that. My man's here for 12 years. You know?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Listen, if the Galaxy could give me some type of, you know, definitive clarity on somebody here that's more than 4 years, I'll rock with that name. It could be Ethan Zubak.
That's Jonah right now.
Listen,
last year's contract. We don't know what's gonna happen next year. Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll talk about that too. But
I'll say this, right? Like I just like when it comes to my jerseys, I'm team before any player, right? And I just feel like these jerseys are sacred to that, so I never have a name on them. Like I fucks with a lot of players, right? Like I got favorites right now in this team, but I can't do it. But I think this jersey needs something in the back to kind of put it all together, because blank like from the front does fire, but the back it just looks a little boring. I need a name, so that's why I'm doing a name.
I think I might do J undefeated and then 7.
Yeah.
Fun fact. I might be the better. I might be the best number 7 after Robbie King.
So I got listen Dreamy's fucking name. Listen Dreamy's name and number. I was supposed to put on the white jersey like 2 years back, and I just couldn't pull the trigger. I mean, I have the official ones, and I couldn't pull through. Dog, come on, stop. Like, I understand you're a hater, but I love it. Listen, even until the day he left, I was like, damn, I wish he didn't leave. So I wanted to put it, but I just couldn't pull the trigger. I just can't do it. I don't know if something about it. Like, and the thing is just Galaxy, because I think I'll put any other jersey, I'll put a name on, right? Like if a Barca jersey, I would put I'm lying. I got an Arsenal jersey with a sick ass name, dog.
Oh, tell me, Theo Walcott.
Nah. Yep.
Sick.
He was gold as fuck for a minute, dog. And then he said,
yo, I was on the Adidas site when I copped the Galaxy jerseys. I seen an old school Arsenal jersey. Oof.
Yo, even the
they have them on there.
They look. So did you guys see the Bellerin one? Bellerin dropped like this weird Arsenal like artsy kit. I thought it was dope. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I thought it was dope. But also like last year's Bruce Banana kit they brought back. That shit's fire too. Bellerin Arsenal kit. That shit was fire.
Hey Rudy, another thing. I see you standing up. You're looking kind of taller there, my man.
Yeah, man.
Talk to me.
I got the setup. It got here on Friday. Yeah, it got here Friday. Stand up desk goes up pretty high. Like I'm standing up. Listen, I was really like yo, I was like bent over, bro. Like I was like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like just sitting on the fucking desk like 10 hours a day, like my posture and just like blood circulation, everything was just jacked. So I pulled the trigger on the stand up desk, and man, I love this thing.
How you feeling it?
Oh, amazing, dog. Like I've sat, I sit like every other hour. I'll sit for like 10, 15 minutes and then I'll get up and I just work something up, and I'm just kind of like, I'm up, literally on my toes. So like I feel like I'm on it. I like it a lot. I gamed on it standing up yesterday too, playing with Boracheks. That felt good. I like
How'd that go? Talk to me.
Now you get it, huh?
No,
Now you
talk to me.
get
No,
it.
no, no.
Oh, talk
No.
all this shit about me standing up to play FIFA, dog. Now you get it though.
No. But see, I'm doing it because I don't want to be sitting down 12 hours a day. That's why I'm doing it. Right? Like I don't need to stand up. When you're good, you're good. When my man Rudy at, when you're good, you're good. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't know when I play against you. I'm just saying.
Hey, let's talk about being good though. Let's talk about what our checks. Talk to me.
Let's talk about Boracheks, dog.
How'd that go?
It went the same way straight from the stands when on the Xbox side.
Listen,
Bye,
listen.
Emily.
It went straight the way.
100%. That's us without the
What up,
training.
Nelson?
That's us
What
without
up,
anything.
Alex?
That's us without, actually taking it serious.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Both ended up last play. Both ended last play. It doesn't matter. Mm-mm.
Bro, I have a stand-up desk. Freaking yeah. Kid so far. You could use it to quinceañeras, bautizos, primera comuniones. That's accurate.
For everything, dog. I'm about to get remarried with Anna. I'm about to repropose with the jersey and then get married with her again with the jersey. Go on a honeymoon with the jersey. I ain't doing none of that. I'm just kidding. I can't afford it. You know what I mean? It's COVID times, dog. I can't afford none of that shit. But if I had it, I would. If I had it, I would. I would, man. It was dope. That's all. I'm loving it. I'm only 3 days in, though, right? Oh, I'm telling you, I did the shit Friday. I set it up Friday. The setup is not too bad, but I did a lot to the setup where like my cables are not everywhere anymore. I did some cable management. So like, you know how titties that is. Took me a while. That was Friday. I stayed up a little bit, like making sure my shit was right. Saturday, we head over to the warm-up event, charity drive for the blankets. That shit was dope. But all day, like I'm standing and kind of, moving around, interacting with people. I get home, bro. Sleep, though, man. I think we had a practice game with Boracheks. It's supposed to be at 10. It ended up getting pushed to like almost 11. Bro, and I was grumpy. And I realized that I was grumpy because I was tired, right? So they're like, yo, let's hop on GT afterwards. I was like, nope. Took my ass to sleep off. Felt like baby. I was supposed to get up at 7 in the morning to go play with them on Sunday morning. I slept through Google Assistant alarm. I slept through fucking iPhone alarm. I slept through Eddie's text. Nothing. I woke up at 9 a.m. fucking shook. Like, did I miss the game? And I was like, oh yeah, I did miss the game.
Poor Eddie, that fool ate 3 goals, dog. He was full after breakfast. That fool didn't eat breakfast. Pasaron tres. Pa, pa, pa.
I heard it. It was like I had 3 goals for breakfast. So like, my bad. All right, boys. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
You get this crack?
Yo, what up? And welcome to another episode of Straight from the Stands, an unapologetic, unofficial LA Galaxy podcast, hosted by 4 Foul supporters who bring you their thoughts and views on everything related to LA Galaxy, straight from the stands. I am your co-host Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart level-headed George, and the man with the facts, Masa. This is Straight.
Good evening. What up?
Oh, okay. You got some bass to that good. I like that.
I'm feeling right. How you guys doing?
You're looking right.
Me? Oh, me? I'm looking right. Thanks. Yeah. Appreciate that. What up, man? What up?
What up, boys?
How you guys doing?
Chill,
Another Monday night.
I'm still tired, dog.
Talk to me though. Why are you tired? I seen your stories.
The desert's no joke, bro. Real talk. Especially during this time, cold as shit. I went to sleep like at 10, dog. I woke up like at 1:30 because I was freezing my nuts off. With 2 blankets, 2 sweaters, 2 sweats. 2 pair of socks. I stayed up till 3. I went back to a little fire we had made till like 3 in the morning. Then I knocked back out. I woke up like at 6:30 or 7:30. I don't remember, bro. But I
We're
woke
in
up
the
again
desert.
because it was too cold. Huh?
We're in the desert.
In Stutter Wells in like by I think Apple Valley.
What's it
somewhere
known for?
between. Nothing. It's a
No, but
for being a desert.
but you went for riding, no?
Yeah, dirt bike, quads, off-roading.
All right,
I rented
motherfucker. So when I ask you what's it known for, that's the type
Well,
of
I
answer I'm
mean-
looking for, not for nothing.
well, I don't know, bro. It's a desert. to me.
Dog, come on, dog. You forgot Lob City already? That would set you up,
Yeah,
dog. You supposed
well,
to dunk that. What you
I'm
doing, dog?
hyping
What are
up.
you doing
That's
right
your
now,
job.
dog? You
That's
still
your
tired?
job. Yeah,
That's what you said on your hat, pussy.
You're writing? You're actually writing?
Hell no, bro. It's too
Yeah.
cold.
So you didn't write? I thought you were writing.
Nah,
that seems fun though.
I fucked around in the Gladiator though, in the Jeep Gladiator. When hit the couple
yeah?
trails, off-roading. That shit's tight.
Yo,
How
I
was that?
got mad anxiety, dog. I think shit will flip over. I can't do that.
I tried to flip it over. I couldn't.
Excuse me?
I fucking
Wait,
yeah,
what?
like, you hit the turns, bro. You hit the turn super quick, and then you slide that.
When you try to flip it, you try to. I make no sense.
I
though.
mean,
You're
if you're
wild.
not doing it, if you're not doing that, you're not doing it right.
See, Rudy, so when you went snowboarding, you did it right, dog.
Let's not talk about that. I think we talked about it one too many times in this show. That's dope though, man. I don't know if I'm down though. Like that seems like it's cold. It seems like it's like you're dusty. You know what I mean? You come
Well,
back all
it's
dusty
either
and
right
shit.
now that it's cold, or you do it when it's stupid hot.
Like stupid hot,
I
like
mean,
I
I'm much rather
rather
do
do
it
cold.
right now.
I'd rather
It's
play
cold.
Dirt 5 though. I'd rather play Dirt 5 and 4K,
Hell,
60 frames per second.
Mad
Dog.
Max-
I'm good though.
Mad Max has masa.
Yeah, you know what I mean? George, how was your weekend? You it was wild like this was?
Nah, not at all. Nah, not at all. Not even close to that. Posted up the crib, watched the Canelo fight. Sunday, niece's birthday, went out there, relaxed, got home.
Grill
I'm
Master.
currently doing. Hell yeah!
I
Come
seen
on,
Grill
now.
Master.
You
Grill Master. I seen that though.
You
You know what I mean?
You seen that? You seen that? I can start a fire.
I
we
seen
would too. I seen it though. I fucked with
The meat tasted like like oil, like some lighter fluid, but shit, we ate.
Done that. I done that.
Nah.
Are you
done
cook with charcoal or the mesquite?
Nah, a little bit of both. But come on, puppy. Come on. Who are you? What is this?
Hey,
What
same
is this?
dog. I was grilling over there at the desert too. Same shit.
There you
Little bit
go.
of both.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit of both is a perfect little combination.
Yep.
And then got home, watched Captain Marvel. It was my first time watching watched Captain Marvel because I was in and out of sleep, but I was tired. I was mad tired. But I'm doing the Marvel Universe timeline because of WandaVision. So we're going through that right now. Iron Man 1 and 2's next. I'm hyped.
Yo, WandaVision.
Ooh.
I ain't gonna talk about no spoilers, but
You know,
WandaVision.
hold up. So I was thinking about that before we got on here. I don't want to take up too much time, but when is it appropriate to talk about WandaVision after an episode came out?
Listen, I don't know. I really don't know. But the thing is, like, this show is so dope that I would hate to spoil it for anybody. You know what I mean? Because like every single time something's happening on this show, I'm like blown away. I'm like, yo, like I bug out, right? So like, if anybody just like waiting for all of them to be there so they can bench out, I don't want to ruin it for anybody because this show deserves to be watched. You know what I mean? Like this show, like I don't even think. No, I think you do need like some kind of scope of the Marvel universe, but this show is something else.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe,
you feel some stuff more because you understand like where stuff is coming from, right? But man, like WandaVision is something else, man. Like
shout out to Eddie, man. My boy. We were talking about WandaVision. Estaba todo deprimido because he had a big ass myth like, "Yo, this is it," and they debunked that shit 5 minutes into the next episode, and then it was just.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be talking about no spoilers, but man, if you guys are not watching WandaVision, watch it. Listen, Disney Plus, yo, like go. They're doing Star Wars right. They're doing MCU right. Like, yeah, I fucks with everything with that. All right, but let me chime in here and talk about my weekend. I did both too. Ordered from Uber Eats and DoorDash. You know what I mean? That's what I did this weekend.
Rich Galaxy fans, baby.
You know what I mean? I had discount codes on both of them though, but whatever. Hold on, I want to address the question real quick. It says authentic with no honey or MLS patch. Yeah. You know, it's funny because I think the honey pad, the honey logo on sleeve, you had to use a 15% off by Honey to get that. And yeah, no MLS patch, but I'm all right with it. We got some stuff
cool
in the works.
I'm perfect with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna got some stuff in the works that work. You know, if I could get rid of this Herbalife one, like that would have been it. You know what I mean? I'm cool without it, but working on some stuff to make it to enhance the jersey a little bit. We'll talk about that maybe next week. But let's get into it. It's here, right? Today was the official day where we started. I mean, I talked about a thing last week and the week before that I was just ready to see some pictures, ready to see some videos, ready to see some interviews, ready to get it going. And it feels like, you know, that was today. We got everything, right? We got some interviews, we got pictures, we got some videos of the team in the field. We got rumors. Like today is hot. Today's what we wanted. We've been wanting this. It feels like the season's really starting to kick off now. You know what I mean?
Galaxy Twitter. I love Galaxy Twitter just because we were just looking for any little thing on some picture, and then just conspiracy started going everywhere, and I'm like, "Yup, season starting."
We're thirsty, you know what I mean? It's dry out here. It was dry out here for a minute, so I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that at all. Like we wanted it, we needed it, we got some of it, so let's get going. First of all, let's start off from the top. Jersey, right? You got your hands on it? Any of you guys got their hands on the jersey yet?
Nah, mine comes Thursday. I ordered from Adidas.
I ordered from Nikki's, so just waiting on when to pick up. So we'll see.
Yeah, listen. So I was at the stadium on Saturday, so I had a chance to pick mine up. We did the warm-up event, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I was able to pick it up. Now the goal was to like rock what I was wearing, and as I play cool, you know, wait to rock my jersey some other day, right? Psych as fuck, though. Psych as fuck. I picked it up. I opened it up though, and I got butt ass naked in the parking lot. Threw the shit on, rocked it the whole day. It's so fucking fire, man. Nice. But Jersey did stupid well, right? I know Team LA store was sold out in 30 minutes, and then a lot of the other shops started sending out like, you know, the common sizes, the mediums and the large. They were gone real quick. With some of the other sizes coming in, sticking around for a little bit, and then you were stuck with the option of getting a player's name for like $185 for it or whatever. Yep. I can't say is not to be expected though, right? This kid is fire. If you're in the pre-show for the 10 minutes that we were on pre-show, you heard me whiling out about it and keep saying it now. Like this kid is fire. So yeah, man. You know, it makes my ugly ass look good on it. So, you know, it's the miracles. I fucks with it. I hope there's miracles for the G's and shit. So definitely, you know, I was talking to CT and I had to congratulate him because everything from the rollout to the actual jersey was fire, right? And it's doing well. I want to shout out Community G. And if you guys speak Spanish, go to Community G's channel. Check out the interview they had with Martín Machón, where they talked a little bit about the jersey and what it means to them. Like overall, it's a dope ass interview with Martín Machón. Somebody who I definitely remember from my childhood. Somebody who, you know, we're always down and rooting for him because he's from Guatemala. But that episode with Community G and Martín Machón, super dope, and talk a little bit about what this jersey means to them and how he felt when he saw the jersey coming back. Really dope. Check that out. But man, you seen it? You seen Twitter that Thursday morning when it dropped?
Yes, sir.
I never seen so many G fans active at 9:50 in the morning, dog. Everybody was up and ready for that kit launch, and that shows
Wednesday.
Oh, was the Wednesday morning? Yeah, whatever it was. You know what I meant. Yeah, you're right. But man, that shows wild.
3 days.
It was like but listen, when everybody like, I never seen so many receipts on Twitter. Like every other post was a receipt with order confirmation from Team LA or Adidas. It's dope, man. I'm super glad that a lot of people love fucking with it. I gotta figure out how we're gonna make the section white out for some of these games when we get back in there, because everyone's rocking the tech green, though. So
GG's. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta figure that one out.
Yeah, the Galaxy did a great rollout. They killed it.
Yeah, everything about it. Telling from the marketing to the actual execution, I thought it was super dope. All right, let's start with some minor shit. 𝐓𝐨𝐴. And I want to shout out Eddie for this, and we can get into it. So we saw the first picture of 𝐓𝐴 with the G's kit, or at least the training top, with a towel behind him with a 19, right? His at is a JB 𝐓𝐴 19 or something like that. That made sense to me. Oh, Inspector Gadget Eddie, I guess, zoomed in and said, "There's a 5 on his shorts." Have you seen this? Like that picture? There's supposed to be a 5 on the shorts.
Yep. That was the conspiracy that I was going through.
As are you going to?
Yeah.
You think that's really a 5?
No.
Listen,
Oh, maybe, but it's probably like a boo boo ass
Somebody-
number. I don't think
Who
Stairs
borrow
is gonna
somebody's
give
shorts?
up 5.
Who borrow
listen,
somebody's shorts?
that's happened for preseason. We've seen a lot of players with a random ass 85 or a random ass.
Why gotta be
7.
85 though?
Huh?
Back up.
Oh, you're
Back
right.
up. Why gotta be 85 though? Why gotta be
Yeah,
85? Back up.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, what's 85 for?
My birthday, dog. What you mean? 85, 85. That's all me. All right, but let's get back to VFI, not me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I saw that. I got into it as well. I started zooming into the picture. I started doing everything. I did everything, and then I just told myself, "Yo, back up. Maybe it's something we don't like." Yo, probably Raul came in and be like, "Hey, I forgot you on the squad, my man. Here's a 75 right here. Ready for you? Got you tomorrow."
Like, yo, just wear homeboy shorts for the day, and we'll get you tomorrow. That's funny. Again, because he is and what it seems like is his locker and the towels hanging behind them with the number 19. I want to believe that it's 19, right? It seems like he's a fan of the number 19. Is like that's his number and the number is available. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 19. It just it might just look that way, or it might be tripping, right? Eddie might be right, but again, is the little shit. Is the little shit that we wanted, right? Is we're gonna start picking that shit because we hadn't seen anything happening.
Yeah.
But that's really dope. All right, we got rumors, so let's talk about rumors. I just wanted to get that one out the way. Let's start with 20-year-old center back Derek Williams. Right.
20 what?
28.
28-year-old Derek Williams, dual citizenship, Ireland, US.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Crazy,
talk
right?
too much
'Cause that
about
fool
it.
was born in Germany.
Oh no shit!
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Now think about it, it kind of makes sense though, because the army bases in Germany.
That's what I was gonna say. Somebody's daddy was in the army.
Yep, 100%.
Klinsmann's player for that for sure. Let's talk about men's though, right? Am I wrong by thinking that he's injured? Did I read that wrong? Because I thought I read
quad injury, some shit
right?
like that.
Quad injury that's supposed to keep him out for like 4 months, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys catch any? Actually, Masa or George, you guys have you seen him before? Like before, like he'd been linked to the G's.
Based off of the videos that we saw and everything, that's as far as it goes.
Yeah, same. Masa, you have any more depth in that?
Nah, I just knew that before injury, he was. They were kind of looking at him to move to another team, to a bigger club, but injury happened, all that shit.
What do we like? So, what do we think of him? Right, and I guess I know it's based off of a highlight, so we won't dig too deep into it. But like, based off what you're seeing, what do you think of him so far?
I like it, based on the same thing with Jonathan Bond. You sign an international player with a non-international spot. That's a plus. That's a plus, and someone with experience in the championship, in the Premier League. I believe he played for Aston Villa in the Prem, and then he's been bouncing around the championship. So that's someone with experience. I think that could bring something to the team, and that on an non-international spot, that's crazy. How do you keep finding these kind of players? Oh well, he has a U.S. passport.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, no, for sure. George, you got any thoughts on this one?
I think same with Masa. As far as us not needing to use an international spot on someone that's already overseas, knows the game out there, kind of physicality wise, he's 6'1". So I think for MLS standard, that's pretty good. You don't need anything crazier in height. I think body wise, I think it should be okay. But I think Masa hit the fact that we're finding these players and we're able to scout like this. I think we're doing a better job than the U.S. men's national team, to be honest with you.
No, I agree with that. With the fact that it's another player that potentially can be coming to us without us having to use an international spot, right? A player who's been playing, as Masa said, in the championship, some experience in the Prem, and I'm really okay with the championship experience, right? Because the championship has a lot more games than the EPL does, and they play so often, right? Like that he's injured now, but you have to have some endurance to play in the championship. You know what I mean? So like I'm okay with that. kid looks like a stud. You know, he has some body to him. He looks like he's tall enough to, like, for MLS. He looks like he fits right into the mold of a defender in MLS. So I'm excited about it. I'm hearing so there's rumors. The tweets that came out today, they were talking about that it's close to happening and should be happening pretty soon. Expect an announcement later this week or early next week. I'm hearing like my man is like, you know what I mean? Like it's everything but the signature at this point, right? It seems like it's gonna happen. My only concern is that for me, I think it's still a gamble, right? When you bring in a player who's currently injured, the bounce back is that's a coin flip, right? We've seen it with players in their current squad. We've seen it with players that 𝐕𝐴LLSADRINI for one, right? 𝐿SADRINI was a player who super dope. He started getting injuries and it was a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So like I'm a little concerned about that, but I guess we'll find out like eventually what the salary looks like and what it's gonna cost us for real. But if it's not something crazy.
Yeah, maybe right now that he's injured, you probably get him on a discount price too. Not only that, I think if he were to sign this week or the following week, I think that gives my man time to recover properly instead of trying to rush back and jumping right back into the championship. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it could be a positive and it could be something cheap, like someone who's cheap because of that injury, and it might pay out. It's a gamble, but I think it's a low risk gamble in my opinion.
And these type of signings, I feel you have to have some type of communication with the player or the agent, just saying, "Hey, we know he's injured. How do you feel?" I would hope that these type of discussions happen. And just looking at it, he's a left-footed, so a left-footed center back that helps us because our kind of downfall in the past prior to, I think, was it Yellow that was our last lefty center back?
No, Polenta.
Polenta.
Oh,
Polenta. Yeah.
But see, that was brief though, right? Like we didn't really get much of that. But I hear you though. I hear you. Like, hey, we look at what we have right now, both Steris, Dupuy, and people all right footers, right? I'm sure. Like, listen, I don't think is the worst thing, but having a left footer in there like definitely would help. I agree with you guys. I'm interested. I'm really interested. Again, I think it's a gamble, but as I said, maybe a gamble that's worth taking. It pays out. It can pay out well for us, especially. And I'll get into this deeper later in the conversation. But Van is really looking, and I said it from the last time I talked when we had the conversation with Vanny. Like, he's looking for players who are not here for 2 seasons or 18-month contract, right? Mm-hmm. He wants players who are going to be here for 3, 4, 5 years, right? At 28-year-old, you can see him for at least 3 years, right? Like if he recovers well, 31, if not 4 years, 34. I mean 32 if he gets that far, right? It's there. But I guess we have to really just wait and see what that looks like after his injury and if it happens, which it sounds like he really is going to happen. Another rumor, French winger Samuel Granzer. Mm-hmm. Might be saying that right, might not. 24-year-old. So some of his highlights look pretty dope. But man has like 8 goals in like 300 games, something like that. Yeah, I should have looked at what his assist record is, but it doesn't seem like there's like he's an assist fucking magnet either. Like he's not giving out shit ton assists. What do you guys think of him?
I can't judge someone based on their previous games because it's like I feel like we look at players based on stats, and sometimes those shits it either works out here or it doesn't. I have to watch match play here first.
Yeah.
But it's a large sample though, right? It's not like we're looking at 40 games. Said he scored 8 goals in 40 games. He could have done better. It's a pretty large sample, right? Because it's in the hundreds. I'll pull that up right now, but it's a large sample, and he's it's not like he's producing a lot.
Where does he play now?
He's in Monaco. Not a bad team, right? And he's getting his minutes.
That's the thing. That's the fact that he's getting his minutes and there's not much to show from it. Obviously, we can't go based off of stats. I agree with Masa, but like you said, there's a large sample there, and if we're not seeing much, but it's hard because then I could look at a lot of players that were on our rosters in the past that we weren't playing to what they
what they excel the most in, and the game's kind of against them, and you're kind of just there to pick up the scraps. But I mean, in 300 games, I think you've scored more than 8 goals, Masa. I think all of us combined. You get me? So I mean, it's still something. Like, you should still be able to have those opportunities. In 300 games, probability is you're going to have some chances to put them in the back of the net, and more than 8 chances.
Let me clarify that, because we're known for just talking out of our ass and not verifying stats. So this is one of those cases. I went to transfer market, and they have full stats of 131 games with 12 goals scored, 11 assists. It's still like it maybe not as
not that bad.
No, so he created 23 goals in 131 games, right? Whether he's scoring them or assist, it's 23 goals. What do we feel? He is young. He is 24, right? Like, so there is that. But he will be international. I'm sure there will be some kind of fee associated with this transfer. Are you guys in?
Yeah, man. We don't have wingers. The fuck we have to.
No, we don't have wingers. But see, there's a listen. I don't want to.
You yourself said that you trust in Greg Vanney. You believe in his plan, that he has scouted the players, the specific players that he wants. If this is the player that he scouted and he's like, yo, I need this player, then I'm in. It's that simple.
Fair. Listen, I'm out here playing devil's advocate. So fair,
listen, you got me for that. I'm a wounded ass puppy. I need to understand that you're out there doing what's best for the squad, and if that's what you think it is, and then that's telling me that we don't have that many options. If that's somebody that's rumored that quick to us, I'm not as sold. Just because we have a lot of international spots doesn't mean we should be able to. Listen, if we risk 1 out of the 6 or 7 that we have left, I'm okay with it. But if this is kind of setting the tone for what's to come as far as international spots, then we kind of have to start questioning that.
Well, to counter that,
my bad. Go for it.
No, go for it. You don't.
There's a lot of players that come. There's a lot of players that come to MLS nobody knows about. Pozuelo, who the fuck knew about that man? And his stats weren't all that, and he came here and fuck, So
to be fair, Robbie Keane was not that great when he first came to.
No, Robbie Keane is a different level though. Robbie Keane was known in the Prem and one of the top goal scorers.
But his stats weren't there when he came.
No, yeah, well, like I said, you have to watch them play here first because the product might be different. Like when Antuna signed, fuck knew who Antuna was.
Okay, so question: when it comes to that, you have to watch them play. So when you talk about a contract with an international player, what's your time frame on that?
What do you mean?
How much are you giving them? How much are you giving them to see if it works out or not?
You have to give them at least a full season to adapt. So the following season, I think it's a fair. I think it's a
so 1 year in the club option at the end.
Well, so here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing, and to Maz's point, like, and to what I said just a little bit ago, right? Vanney is looking for players who are going to be here for 3, 4, 5 years, right? A quote that he said to us directly, and I mean, when I say us, to the support group leadership, he said he's looking for players who are about to hit their prime, who are not necessarily in their prime, but about to hit the prime, so they hit the prime with the club and get the full extent of their prime playing for the club already. 24-year-old kid, right? His highlights show glimpses of real talent there. So like, I'm with you, Masa. Like, I play devil's advocate, but I'm with you. I trust in what Vanney's doing, and if this is something, if Vanney is pulling this kid from League One, then it has to be for a reason.
And not only that, he's someone like he's getting minutes, so it's not like he's breaking into the 11 here and then. So it's not like he could possibly be a bad player. At least I don't think so. If you're getting into a League One team, top League One team, and you're regularly getting minutes, and you've played 130 whatnot games for Monaco or possibly another team in League One, then I mean
he has some games in League Two.
Yeah, so I think
he has some games in League Two, but and Monaco's
either.
And Monaco is not like Monaco's a bad team, right? They're sitting fourth in Ligue right now, just literally 4 points away from Lille, 2 points away from PSG, and 1 point away from Lyon. So they're in the mix for the Ligue 1. Yeah, I agree with you. Like a 24-year-old kid. I'm not upset with him with them bringing him, right. And it kind of shows to it kind of talks about like the way Vanny's looking at creating this squad, because wingers, there's a bunch of names that can be tossed around here, right? With the name who are doing something right now. They would probably go after, but we're going after them for a year or two, right? We're going them for like, let's win this season again, and that's the mentality that I was talking about since last season that we got to get away from. We got to get away from like the bandage signings. We got to get away from the stopgap signings, right? And it seems like a 24-year-old kid playing in Monaco, who again maybe not hasn't scored the most goals or hasn't given the most assists, but it seems like there's talent there. I'm gonna be with you, Mas. I'm gonna probably go against George here. I'm gonna ride with this and say, let's hope for the best, right? Because we're looking for a player who's probably gonna be at the prime. Imagine this kid next year blows up, like not blows up, but like really develops into the skill that he has. And now you're talking about you have a 25-year-old winger who's like destroying the league. We'll be looking at this signing differently. And just to kind of answer Alex's question, he asked whether he play on the left or right. He plays both, but majority of the time he's been playing on the right. So you have him sitting at right midfield in 38 games, right winger 24 games, left midfielder 13 games, and left winger 11 games. These are stats all from Transfer Market, so don't quote me on the actual number. But man, like listen, so we had this argument back and forth about like, you know, should we not? The fact of the matter is that we're looking at it for a 24-year-old international player. And no longer the days of, or maybe so, right? Maybe we'll look for some, but right now is not the 32-year-old winger who we have for 2 seasons, right? With it's a 24-year-old kid who has promise, and that's a big change compared to what we've seen the last few years, right? Compared to like build a team around Zlatan for a year so we could win a cup. It doesn't seem like that's the case, and I fucks with that. And I fucks with that, right? I'll tell you what, like this 24-year-old kid won't throw away his chances, right? Like, and I mean, like if you give him minutes, he's gonna work his ass off, right? Because he's nobody yet, right? When you have bigger names who they feel like they should be doing better or they should have better players around them, you know, they're more likely to throw shit away or like not give it his all. I think a player like this will give it his all, and I'm really looking forward to that. That's really dope. So those are two immediate rumors right now. Seating up, and I like where it's at because we're talking about 28-year-old center back, non-international, and a 24-year-old international winger with a lot of promise.
Times have changed, huh? Times have changed.
It feels that way, at least. It definitely feels that way. Which is dope, man. Which is dope, right? Like I've been talking about like the last few years. It's pretty hard for us to look at what the next 3 years were, right? If you look back at 2017. And you try to look forward. I think after the Norfolk fucking hiccup and like all the youth like just not showing up for us, and we went into like that phase of just bringing in players to try to win that year, bringing in more players trying to win that year. Like we can never sit there and just look at the team and say, hey, okay, in 3 years this team could be this, right? Because we knew the majority of those players were not going to be here as it happened, right? Because the majority of the players are not here, right? We still have a few pieces from that have been lingering. But the majority of players have been a shit ton of turnaround. Now, when I look at the players that you're looking at right now, I can't say that, right? Because again, in 4 years, that center back, Derek Williams, would be 32. And that's still a playable age, right? Because how old is people? 34?
Yeah,
32.
32,
whatever it is, right? But like, he's in that he's in that area, right? And we're talking about a player who's 4 years younger who might get. Like I like this, man. I like where it's moving. I like where Vanny and DTK are taking the team right now. It seems like they're moving into a more long-term plan and looking for players who might fit the mold that they want to build, and not just because it's the best available. And I fucks with that. I fucks with that a lot. All right, let's talk about today. Today was the first day of this voluntary preseason, right? Because they don't have to be back until the 8th. But if they had quarantine before, they were able to start today with So my man Jalen Neal showed up to the warm-up event, which is super dope on his own. He was out there for a little bit, just getting some blankets and doing his thing. And again, I'll talk more about the event and give you some details on how everything went down. But I just bring this up because I was talking to him about the team. I was talking to him about, like, you know, what it was feeling like, how's the energy, how's Greg Vanny, how's the facilities and all that, right? And he's telling me that Greg Vanny couldn't participate in any of the practices, right? Because they're technically not allowed to be practicing or official practices. They're just using the facilities. But he said Greg Vanny would be there from the start to the end, just watching. And then they'll receive a message, or they'll receive like a call saying, I like this. I think you should do better here. Right? And that's crazy because it wasn't even preseason, right? But Jalen was telling me that how, like, most of the players showing up and just putting in their work. You know what I mean? They received guidance on what they should be working on and, you know, what kind of workouts they should be doing. But it was up to everybody to show up and do it. And it seemed like almost the whole team was there every day. And Greg Vanny was there just kind of flying the wall, just peeping them and then shooting them notes at them. Just kind of shows you, like, this team looks like they're focused. And it looks like they want it. I'm pretty excited about it. But today changed, right? Today was the first time Greg Vanny was able to speak with them, give them instructions, really get into the practices and do the whole nine. Did you guys see the video that the Galaxy posted when they were in the video room? What it seems like.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Yo, before we get into details, I hate the back of that fucking kit. The back of the training. The white shit coming up to the back of the head.
The gray one?
The reason why I hate the white home jersey, I hate the fucking collar. That shit's
I don't mind it. I think the gray was dope. But like, Galaxy posted a video and Greg just talking to them. And actually we titled the episode, or at least for now we titled the episode with a quote that he ends with. And it says today's number, what is it? Let me pull that up so I'm not just speaking on my ass again like I always do. He says, today is day one toward many championships in our future. That's how he ends up the speech before they go into the field. Now, mind you, the last few years, everything we've been hearing is we want to make the playoffs. We just got to get into the playoffs. What's the goal this year? Get to the playoffs. Day one, this guy's talking about too many championships. I think it just sets the tone, like, from the jump. Like, day one, preseason.
As he should, though. He's always been so good with his words, and I think we needed a leader in that locker room, and he's setting that precedent. Yeah, that he's setting it, and I think he's saying the right things. We've talked about it out here, saying that you need to be more than a coach, you need to be a leader, you need to be that motivational speaker, and he's already putting that into their head. Like, this is the expectation. It might not be this year, and I hope he's setting obviously you're not going to go out there and tell your team, hey, we might not win it this year. The thing is, if that doesn't happen, how do you keep them on board for what's to come? Do they buy into your philosophy? Do they buy into the coach that you are? Do they buy into everything? If that checks off all the boxes, then whatever he said today fits well with whatever the coach he's going to be for the Galaxy. And I think that's exactly what we need. That's things that we need to hear.
Yeah, 100%. It's that, right? It's a couple of things you touched on there, and I was going to wait until we talked about Jonah to talk about this, but that mentality is dope. It's super, super dope. But what happens when shit doesn't go right? Especially if shit's not happening right at the beginning of the season. Right? We've seen how fragile some of these players are when they cave under pressure, when they don't perform the way they thought they were, and how upside down our season ends up being when that happens. Is that concerning to you guys at all? Like, do you think that could be a problem?
No, not at all. It's how you tell someone, like, hey, it didn't happen this year, but this is the things that we needed to check off before moving into that right direction. And then selling it as, I want you guys to be champions and follow it the next year. I don't want you to be a champ and then lose it the next year, because the goal is to continue winning. And if you build that up with, at the same time, hyping up the players for the upcoming year, if we don't win it this year, I think you're doing it right, because obviously these players need to understand they're professionals, that we're not going to win it every year. Obviously that's the goal, but knowing what you took from this year and moving forward, I think it's going to be huge, and I think he's the right man to do it.
Yeah, again, like for me, because I want to hear this, I'm all about it, right? Like I hear this and I'm like, yeah, right? I want to hear it. But I checked myself a little bit and thought about that, right? Because I remember like Shaito, the energy he came in with last year. Remember, like for the MLS press day, he came in and he was talking about like what he wanted to do and how ambitious he was and he was in his best shape and woo, and it all came crumbling down, right? And it wasn't just him. Like I mean, there was a lot of it, but we also had a coach whose goal was to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right, like he never committed more than making the playoff. Now, I'm not saying Vanny's like you're talking about like we don't win a chip this year, but he talked about championships day one, right? And not champion, not the MLS Cup. He said champions. Too many champions, right? Like he's looking long term, and I fucks with that. I just hope that if shit doesn't go right in the beginning, the players or not even the players, that he could maintain the locker room and keep their heads up and keep pushing them towards that goal, right? Because it's MLS, and we've seen MLS how we can start real shitty first half of the season, pick up second half of the season, go on a fucking tear and win a cup.
And you know what I want to see off of this coach, and it might be a little bit too much. I want that energy off the sideline. If shit's not going down the way that you want it to go on the field, not yelling at the players, motivating them, telling them, being in their ear, hey, it's okay. This is what's gonna happen. This is the shit. Or even if he doesn't, I hope it comes out of the locker room, because we've in the past we've heard a lot of GBS halftime is like, well, shit, anyone could have talked and it really didn't do anything. He talked because he needed to talk, and I don't want that in a coach.
Listen, but if you and not that I'm a Greg Vanny expert or anything like that, but I remember seeing Greg Vanny at sidelines when we played at TFC or when I caught like an odd TFC game. My man is pretty fierce.
I need that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, my man is pretty fierce. He looking all GQ with his scarf and shit, but still like, hoarse because he's yelling the whole game. Like I think we'll see that from him. I think we should be fine with him when it comes to that. At least that, because he does seem like he has the character on the sideline, right? At least he'll play that part for when they pan over him, so the guy's Twitter doesn't go wild on him.
And I'm all for it.
Let's keep on Vanny. He had an interview. I think it was just like Galaxy Press or whatever. But he was talking something that really caught my attention or that stood out to me. And that's when he was talking about both Jonah and Chicha about how they're really being leaders right now. Like, day one, I know, so I'm not even gonna say like this is something that's gonna happen throughout the season. But at least day one, he noticed both Jonah and Chicha being loud, or maybe not loud, but being communicative on the pitch when they were practicing. And to add to that, like he noticed them pulling players out individually and talking to them on the sideline. Does that bode well for you guys? Like, you're seeing, like, or at least hearing that these guys are taking that leadership role and really trying to establish the leadership?
It's what we expected last year. It's things that we've been expecting, and I'd rather it happen than never have happened. So I'm okay with it. I want it, and that's exactly what we need. And I'm okay with more than two leaders happening in that locker room, because sometimes players are going to be able to drift to someone more than someone else. You get me? It's just natural. So, yeah, I mean, it's something that we've always wanted.
Oh, yeah, and shout out Alex because he reminded me. He mentioned Sasha in that group as well, right? And if you're looking at players who you want to be our captains, who we want to be our leaders, I think it's there. Right, you want Jonah and Chicha, right? Because you want Chicha to be vocal and demanding on top. You want Jonah because, like, my man, when he's the heartbeat of the team moves smooth, right? And Sasha's experience and his determination on field, we saw it last year. Like his legs weren't there all the time, but man, that guy wanted to do it all and he put everything else. So like, it's those three players that you want to see really be the voice of the team, and the fact that it's happening day one it's a good sign in my books. Let's move on to another guy who's been talking his shit. He's been wanting all that smoke the last couple of weeks. Jonah, did you guys get the chance to see any of his presser?
Yep, I saw it. With ESPN.
Oh, is that one too? I forgot about that one. Like that when he was talking about the kit, right? He had one today, but let's talk about that one first. Let's talk about the one he had with ESPN on what's that show called? Ahora Nunca with the friend of the pod, Hercules Gomez. um, he's out here talking about, one, they were big up in the jersey because again the jersey is fire. But then he started talking about like it's time for a cup. It's time for us to win the cup, and I think the time is this year, right? And let me hold you there. Let me hold you there because today, similar to the presser that Evany did, Jonah was also talking to the press. And again, I'm not sure how much of the press, but I caught glimpses of it on Twitter. There was like 3 tweets that I posted on the prep file. We talked about a few things, and I'll get to when he's talking about, what we should be aiming for this year. But he also talked about like his injury last year and how he's somewhat grateful for it because he the way I interpret it, he's not taking it for granted, right? Like he was injured last year, and it took him longer than he wanted to get back. So he's not taking that for granted this year. That he's healthy, that he's in shape, that he's ready to go. Like he's not taking that for granted, and that's again a player who sounds motivated, right? And he doubled down on his winning a cup this year. On that statement, he says he stated that he's on his last year of his contract. And that he wants to, that he knows it's up to him because he wants to stay here, and it's up to him to stay here because he has to deliver. And to deliver, he wants an MLS Cup, and he wants it to be this year. That's the energy, though. That's the motherfucking energy, right? Anybody back me up?
I'm thinking. I didn't want to leave you hanging because. Yes, it is the energy. It's what I wanted. It's what we wanted. I'll go back to the wounded puppy. My man's up for contract. He's up for a lot of things, just like we've seen with players being called up for national spots. That time in between where they're about to get caught up is when they show out the most. Tinfoil hat off. I love it. I need Jonah to do this shit. I need that work from him. And like you said, whenever he's the heartbeat of the team runs more smoothly. And the fact that we have him going out there and being that leader and saying, this is what we want, I'm all for it. Because who doesn't want a player that's representing the team to go on these shows, to be on these pressers and saying that?
Well, here, so let me stop you here, right? And I'm gonna add some of this chat here, or specifically Hello Kitty's Chris. He says, I'm motivated at work too when it's time for my annual review. So last year, his injury was the biggest deal. And this is my opinion, right? Please feel free to counter me or argue with me about this. But last year, like his injury was, a big part of the season, and then the team itself was shit, right? But I'm not going to sit here, at least from my opinion, and say that Jordan has been coasting the whole time he's been here.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? So like, because from what I'm hearing from, from some of the comments is that listen, Chicha, first year, shit, give him all the shit you want. But I don't feel the same way about Jonah as I do about Chicha. All right? Because to me, I don't think he's coasted. He's been with shit teams, and he's been injury ridden, right? Like last year, I think was like more than, his injury was longer than the others. But I don't think he's coasted. He hasn't done maybe enough, but neither the team, that partially in the team itself, right? So
yeah,
let's go back to you were saying, like, why are you win the puppy when it comes to Jonah, or is it just because the team was bad?
No, just as a team, not when it comes to Jonah. Sometimes I do feel a little suspect when it comes to his injuries, but it is what it is. We can't never say, "No, you're not injured," because we're not that person. We don't know what they feel. We don't know who they are. So I get what everyone's saying, but listen, if that's the way that we're going to think about it going into the season, then why go into the season watching in the first place? Like, don't listen. If my man is doing all this to get himself a TAM deal, to get himself an DP contract, his words are only going to take him so much. So if he's playing and he goes ball out, and then at the end of the season, we're going to say, well, he did it because of his DP contract, then are you saying it to be right, or are you saying it because you really want him? Or you give me like it.
Yeah,
I could say that as much as I want, but if he goes out there and balls out,
yeah. Listen, that's what I'm saying, right? He's calling a shot.
Yep.
Right. In my opinion, he's calling a shot. He's saying, I'm taking this as championship or bust, right? Because he's calling a shot on the contract year. You don't have to go that hard, bro. Right? We're used to the hope we make playoffs talk. Right? That's what we're used to. Straight up. We can't even deny. Like that's what we've been hearing the last 3 years. We got to make playoffs. My man said, nah, championship.
Yeah.
He's calling a shot. And when you call your shot, like my man gets to the championship and he plays the bigger part of that, give the man the contract. Give the man what he needs. You know what I mean? Because he's calling a shot. And that, like, again, it doesn't work out. And this is another shit season. He called a shot.
Yep.
Right? Like, either way you see it, like, he's calling a shot. And I fucks with that, man, because whether, like, he's ready for that pressure because he's doing it himself, right? Nobody else saying, like, you guys have to win a chip. Like, I'm not saying they have to win a chip next year. Right? I just want to see a good team. I want to see like a competitive team who plays every fucking minute they get with everything they got. That's what I want to see. Yep. But man's calling a shot, yo. I gotta respect that. I gotta respect that. Masa, what you think?
I always fuck with Jonah, and I don't think he's slacked off. Last year was the first time that I felt that he should be on Tam deal, but this is his final year, redemption time, baby. Like, and maybe it wasn't on him, injuries do happen. Let's see. I'm here to see. Like, I'm giving everybody redemption time.
Say that shit about Chicha.
I did.
All right.
Then I said prove me wrong.
All right.
Then I say prove me wrong.
All right. No, but your tone's a little different with Jonah, and it's a little sus. My man had 1 year.
But I get it though. Like, listen, because every single time Jonah hasn't come through, it hasn't been a disaster like Chicha was, right? Because Chicha was like there's no excusing it was just a disaster, right? I get it, he had his reasons, but it was a disaster. Like Jonah, like again, he probably hasn't lived up to what we wanted it to be, but it's never been necessarily like, oh, he's complete shit. At least not in my books, right? I don't think he's ever been just complete shit. That's where I'm at with that. But I am happy to see that. I am happy to see that. I am happy to hear that, him shooting a shot and calling it out. Like I like that. I like that a lot.
And to the chat, don't forget World Cup year took plenty of time off and left early. Can you blame anyone for that though? Are we gonna blame anyone for that? Come on now.
Yeah, no, 100%. Listen, we called it out when that happened, right?
Same thing with Omar.
Omar, yeah, exactly. Like we have players like that. Like it is the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Like the average player doesn't get more than 2, right? Like the odd player gets 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So yeah, come on now. You just want to be mad. That's fine. You can be mad.
You mad?
You mad? Final thing before we head into some questions and just wrap this bitch up. Actually, no, I gotta talk about a couple things too. But we got our first preseason match in the books. We're playing Land Donovan's SD Loyal, San Diego Loyal on the 20th. It is behind closed doors, so we probably won't hear much from it, but it's nice to know. Like it's about a month. I was gonna say a month, and I'm not even sure what. I'm not even sure what word I just. Yeah, I just said a noise. It's about a month. It's about a month out of season starting, and had the first match. I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing this. Well, maybe not seeing it because it's gonna be behind closed doors, but I'm interested in seeing or hearing, like what the lineup starts looking like then, right? Because or what players we have in and where they're playing at. Because right now, like again, we're still excited about hearing rumors, but we're still in a situation where we can't really put out a lineup right now without having to put players in positions they probably not meant to play. So I'm excited to see what the lineup looks like and who's in the team at that point and what we hear of that game. I know it's only preseason. I know it's against a USL team, but I'm pretty excited to start seeing some results. Start hearing some notes from this game. Which is dope. And it's dope also because it's Land Donovan's team, so I'll fuck with that.
Yeah, it's dope.
All right. Should we do questions and then an ACB update, or should we do ACB update and then questions? What do you think?
Questions and ACB update.
All right, let's go with that. Let's hit them with some questions.
Right.
Again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Again, listen, George is being Matt Picky, and he's giving priority to questions from Discord channel. So if you got questions for us, hit up the Discord channel, sfts96.com/Discord, and join the server. Ask George all the annoying questions you want. He has to answer every single one of them if they're on Discord.
If they're on there, I will everything except for Romo's, but that goes without saying. All right, so we'll start with the question. I just put the link in the chat for the Discord. All right. So serious question. Dennis and Greg have mentioned the importance of the team having a culture and identity. What kind of identity would you like to see from the Galaxy? High octane offense, possession, masters, bone crushing defenders. You pick. Mas, I'll let you pick because I think this is your forte type of conversation.
Bone crushing defenders.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised by that answer?
No, because I alley-ooped it to him, so you could alley-oop it back to me. So it's some 3D chess shit, dog.
On the roof.
Yeah, I want fucking bone crushing defenders, someone that that goes in there, obviously not to fucking injure people, but I have a feeling that if we were to lose games, that we have defenders just going out there hard on the ball, we ain't gonna be that bad, and that's something we haven't seen in a long time. So I'm all for it. A lot of people are against possession. I personally, on the fence about it, just because a good possession means that you have control of the game. So but I'd rather have a cutthroat defense.
Masa, what am I going with?
Barca.
Overrated possession here.
Yeah, man.
Barca fan.
It's not even Barca fan. It's just the way I enjoy soccer. It's just the way I enjoy the game, right? Like if you control the ball, you control the game. You dictate how the game goes. If you can control.
Fake news. Fake
Listen.
news.
Talk to me about Atleti in the Champions League, dog.
That's cool. We'll see next game.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, like the way I like it, the way I see it, if you control the ball, you're dictating the pace of the game, right? And again, like sometimes possession gets mistaken by like slow paced game. It doesn't have to be slow if you're moving the ball around, you keep the ball. I just want the team to keep the ball and be able to put 7 passes together at any given time. Right, we haven't seen that in a minute, but if you guys remember, like we got sexy football, it was because we knew how to pass the ball. With Sarvis and Junior in the middle, right? Like when we had some wingers, like we knew how to pass the ball. I just want that for the team. So yeah, like you're asking me, I'm hoping these motherfuckers know how to touch the ball and we keep some possession. We don't even need a lot. I'm talking about 60% possession per game. I'll be happy with that. That's all I need.
Cool. Another next question. I've noticed that members of supporter groups get access to content early, whether it's a jersey launch or a new feature at the stadium, etc. When one of y'all is trusted with that knowledge and asked not to leak it until the Galaxy announce it, is it hard to keep secret?
Like I'll answer for myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really hard for me because I know if I slip like that, that information doesn't get passed along to me anymore. Right, so a lot of times I have to bite my tongue, come in here and play dumb like I don't know some stuff, because I'd rather be in the know, because especially because I deal with like the support group, leadership group, so I can't mess around and lose that privilege that I have. So for me, it's not that hard. I just understand that we some things I can't say, some of the things I can hint at without necessarily saying it on saying the whole thing, but not too hard, at least not anymore.
Same thing. Whenever information is passed down as far as jerseys, I always ask, how much of this can I say? Because obviously people that say something know that we have a podcast, so it's fair to them, it's fair to us. Being a part of the jersey, none of you guys knew about it. It's something that that when it came out, like even our close friends,
our
close friends were like, you fucking assholes, you knew what it looked like and you could. It's just shit you can't say, because then it could easily get back to you. But there's some times where information that does get to me that isn't given to me from people that need to keep it close to me, that's when it gets released out.
Yeah, so it really depends on who the source is. Sorry, like with me, most of it comes from the front office, and they give us a timeline, like keep that in wraps until whatever date at this time, right? And then I can talk about it. But when it doesn't come from the front office, shit, let me get in here and talk about it real quick. Let me get in here and talk about it real quick.
All right. Next question comes from, with news of player acquisition starting to pick up steam, does it make you feel better about the G's being competitive this season? We talked about us being comfortable with the amount of players. What do you guys think about being competitive?
I'm a sucker, bro. You know I'm a sucker. Like, so I'm hyped. I'm hyped, man. I'm you know what I mean? Like, listen, and the worst part about it is, like, we haven't heard much about, like, we heard about players and what he wants from players, but we haven't heard much about, like, what he wants as a team, right? Or, like, as a team play. Like, we haven't heard much about it, but I'm already convinced that we're gonna be a better team than we were last year, right? Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why.
Granted, the bar is not set that high when it comes to that. I may be a signing or two away from being comfortable that we're competitive. Contenders, maybe, but competitive, maybe a signing or two away. Masa?
Listen,
I think we're like 4 signings away.
Ooh, okay.
I think we're close. If the 2 we mentioned today, plus another 2 more, depending on the position. So 2, 4, something like that.
All right. Talking about another position, we have a question.
Hold on. Before you move on, just to back up Masa, like, Vanny did talk about having 6, 7 more players signed. Right? So spot on there. Like, it doesn't seem like this would be it.
So now we're talking about backups. Do we need a backup or second striker? What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, it goes back, ties into my last question. Depends on the position. That's one of the positions for me that needs to get addressed ASAP.
Let me sidebar here, because I think it's a good time to do this. In one of the Volos voice chats, when we were, like, I think practicing or something like that, we had a conversation about, like, what formation will Vanny actually play, right? And we tossed around the idea of a 4-4-2, or maybe not a 4-4-2, maybe a 4-4-1-1 with, like, a false 9. One, like, with that being the case, I think we definitely need another striker, right? And somebody who could play as a striker. But 2, what do you guys think about that, though? Like, do you guys think we're still set on that 4-3-3, or you think there's a chance of 4-2-2 or some variation of that?
I want the 4-4-1-1.
With, like, the false 9.
Yeah, I've always, well, me personally, that's I enjoy that formation. I like it a lot. But listen, if he goes out with a 3-5, whatever, I'm riding with Vanny. That's what he wants. That's what he sees. And listen, I'm okay with it as long as we're not stuck to that. If something happens and he needs to make adjustments, I hope these adjustments are kind of set instead of him being hard-headed on something, because we've seen that in the past as well.
Well, so let me pitch this over to Masa, right? That conversation started by saying that a 4-4-1-1 or 4-4-2 with a false 9, however you want to put it, it almost eliminates a little bit of the cam position, right? Because when you think about a cam, you think about a midfield player who's going to be moving side to side, dropping down and picking up the ball, and just kind of having a real sense of freedom to move around the pitch. But if you talk about 4-1-1, at least in my books and in the way we're speaking about it, it's a player who's just dropping down the top of the box and trying to receive it, and running off the other striker, or running for the other striker, 1 or 2, but not necessarily all the functions that the cam does. That actually leaving both Legit and Jonah in our conversation playing CM roles, right? Like center midfield roles, almost box to box, both of them. Masa, I know you know, we have this conversation many times, but what do you think of that? Like, do you think that's going to work for us? Do you think we should go for a cam?
It's weird because it's kind of similar in theory, the 4-3-3 and the 4-4-1-1. I still think it's just, I don't know what we're running. So if we're running the 4-4-1-1, then we probably don't need a cam. But at the same time, you could have that cam play as a second striker in a 4-4-1-1. So fuck, I would think cam is important, but if we're running the 4-4-3-3, if we're running the 4-4-1-1, then yeah, we could sign a cam, but we could get away with not having to sign one.
Right.
I'm much rather have a cam. I mean, in theory, it's kind of similar because you have the 4 in the back, the 3 CDM/CMs, and then you move your cam a little higher up. and then your wingers just tuck in a little more to help defend. It's almost similar in theory.
And my argument to that, or why I was arguing for it, was because I've seen Legit and Jonah play in the center mid position together, and they play well, right? Chicharito, not last year. All right, I'm gonna preface it by saying not last year, but Chicharito's shown that he could play with his back against goal, give a touch, and make the run into the box, right? So we have a second striker who's playing. So Chicharito be the utmost highest player we have in the false nine right behind him, right? He knows how to hold the ball, how to get the ball with his back to the goal, give a touch, and make that run into an open area. Like a lot of what we saw last year, again, he was bad, but a lot of what we saw last year was him isolated in the middle with nobody really around him, right? And when you locate a false nine, a second striker who's maybe a little further back than the main striker, you're at least assuring that you have a partner for him, right? If it's not the wingers, because the wingers are bombarding from behind or just not close to him, having two guys up top, one sitting a little further down, almost assures you that he has a partner. And we've seen that. I mean, the goal he scored, the only goal he scored that we're like, that's what Chicharito we're talking about, is when Efra and him were playing pretty close, a layoff move and a pass into goal. Right? Like, so that was my thought behind that. And I thought it was an interesting conversation. I just kind of wanted to bring it up to you guys and kind of see what you guys are thinking. Random conversation, but I thought it was an interesting one. Good to know. All right. George, sorry for interrupting your questions.
No. These questions are good. Also, backup question says, should Julian Araujo's backup be a youth G2 player or a veteran player?
Veteran. Got a veteran player.
O'Neal, right? It's already a new Fisher, right? That's who we already have. Yeah. It's already. I think, like, listen, if we get another center back, if Derek Williams, am I getting her name right? If Derek Williams comes in, if they don't come in, I think our back line is set. Right? Yeah. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying it's set because we have Villafaña and Acosta out left. Center backs, we have People, Dupuy, Steres, and Derek Williams who comes in. Right back, we would have Julian and Fisher. So our back line, like our depth and starting, whatever combination of that is, it would be set. So let's hope we get that center back because we could at least knock that one off the books.
Yep. Next question is, how do you guys feel about the new rumors that came out today? We talked about that. Thoughts on Jonathan Dos Santos promising to add 1 star about the crest. Talked about it. LA Galaxy Outsider wants to know, when's Giovinco getting here?
George.
Listen, we just talked. Listen, you could go back on the pod and listen and talk about information that we know. Well, one person said that he's gonna act dumb. Who's that one person right now? I'm just saying, y'all. It's there. You know who to ask. And then last question is, what team side Big Bingham? I don't know. I don't care. I don't follow ex-Galaxy players.
My man is officially retired. Ain't nobody picking that fool up.
As he should be, though. As he should be. Or go play in fucking
professional duck hunter, dog.
Yeah, like I don't know what team's gonna pick him up.
Hey, talking about retired, shout out to Rafa Garcia.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Licenciado as fuck, dog. Like, listen, did you guys see the Galaxy? I think was it Galaxy tweeted that one play where he ran from midfield, or was it Galaxy? I was so sad too because because go back and listen to whatever season we were on when he got moved on. Like I was sad as fuck because that's one of the last plays we had of him, and I was just like, yo, like I mean, that's always gonna stick in my memory. That was legit a fucking, hustle play.
Feel for him.
That's what I asked for my players to do now, and they don't do that shit. So
exactly. Like he might have been not might have been the most gifted or the most talented, but man, hustled the whole time. But regardless, though, happy retirement. Yo, glad you got a chip with the team. Always a G. Though
we'll get him on the pod.
George, let me ask. You skipped over Glenn's. Good dick for that. Are you in the prep? Are you in the prep, Doc?
No. Go ahead, ask it. Go ahead. Talk.
All right. So Glenn with one end says this or that: the Punjab or the gold, the Punjab and gold, or the community kit.
Community kit.
Yeah.
100%.
Ooh, we talking about the black and gold kit?
Yeah. Community kit. That shit's roots, baby.
Yeah. Listen.
Call for me.
Listen. I'm stuck on this one.
Yeah.
I'll go with black and gold, just because it's funny to me. It's one of those. It's one of those funny. The kid's nice. The kid's nice. The players that wore it, you get a lot of fucking. You could talk about history as well with that team, just as much as you can with this one. This one more roots. You could talk about history with that team, but it kind of holds a little bit of a nice little dangling fruit. So I'll go with black and gold, but I fuck with this one a lot.
Yeah, that's a hard decision, man. Because like I swear to God, if I could fit into a medium, I'll be rocking that one right now. That one's hot. You know what I mean?
Hey, talk to me. Talk to me.
Oh no, I can't. No. Chill. I have hopes that one day I'm aware. I'm just gonna give it to my daughter, one or two. But you know what I mean? Probably gonna give it to my daughter. But
you didn't see me, dog? I'm a Calvin Klein model. Take pictures of me in it.
I seen you. But that was hard though. That was hard because that jersey was fucking hard. But I think I'm gonna go with this one. Just because I like it a lot. Like, I think
you could fit into. That's not fair.
You should wear that. You should wear the other one next spot.
I wear it, but I'll stand like this so you can see. You can see how tight it is around my belly area. All right. Cool. I think that's all the questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Let me just give you a quick update on some ACB stuff. So this Saturday we had the warm up, which was our first charity event of 2021, where we gathered some blankets for the homeless in the community. We're working with a project home or a group called home. Sorry if I forget that.
A place called home.
A place called home. There you go. Thank you very much. So we're working with them, and we'll be delivering the blankets over the next week or so. But let me give ACB and the G community, Victoria Block, all of you guys a big nod and a big fucking thank you. When we started planning this out, we're like, yeah, man, we get 150, 100. We're like, I think the goal was 121 blankets, right? Because that would have been dope if we got that. Yo, we surpassed that just with the wish list. Like, Steven's house, like at one point looked ridiculous because it was just boxes and boxes of blankets. And then we had the actual event, the drive-through event. And holy shit, yo, like the way you guys came out, like the amount of blankets some of you guys brought. Shout out Anna Karen, like her trunk, she has a truck. She has like a little SUV from top to bottom, full of blankets. I know she got some of her coworkers donate, and there was just a bunch of them. I know a lot of you guys did the same thing where you guys spread the word and have your coworkers and friends and families pitch in. Thank you so much. I'll get you guys a real number, but I know it's over 300 blankets. Nice. And that's ridiculous, yo. You know, close to where I stay at, there's a park down the street that I grew up in, just going down there. And if you go down there right now, it's just a full block of tents, right? So I'm super happy that we're able to help out the community by providing some of these blankets. So big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for that. Now let me talk about some bad news. There will be an ACB official statement going out tomorrow when we get some more news. But you were supposed to get a chance to pick up your King's hat. Unfortunately, the FO misplaced them. I can't say it any better than that. Like, they were supposed to be somewhere, they weren't. They thought it was somewhere else. It wasn't there either. And at this point, I really don't know where they're at. We were going to put out a statement today, but they asked us to give them another day so they could try to figure it out and see where they're at. But tomorrow, one way or the other, we're putting something out and giving us an explanation exactly what happened. My bad. I just, I never expected the hat not to be there. Right? Like, I didn't, yeah. I will give it more information about that. We're trying to figure it out, so we give information. We haven't put anything out because I didn't want to say, hey, we'll give you an update. Here's an update about an update coming up. Like, we just want to give you guys exactly what it is. So as soon as we get the concrete information, a concrete yes or no, here they are, they're gone, whatever it is, we'll let you know.
Front office,
again,
you have 24 hours to respond to this. For every minute that you don't, we're leaking out information. Some joke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, it was super whack because I know a lot of you guys are hyped about that. I was happy to get that off my plate, right? Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. So we'll give you a complete answer to that. Coming up, we do have a happy hour. We're starting to plan a happy hour coming up for next for this month. I was going to say next month, but it was the first. So we have a happy hour coming up this month. We'll give you an exact date for that, along with some other stuff. We're looking at some patches for the kids in case you guys didn't get the honey patch and you want an ACB patch. We're looking into getting you access to that, and a lot of other stuff. So Make sure you're following us at Twitter, on Instagram. We're posting there. There's a Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, you can still follow us there. Also, we'll be putting out a link to our mailing, so you can subscribe to our mailing list, so that you can get our emails as well. All that, we have a bunch of shit coming up for this year. A bunch of news coming out for the season. So just stay in touch on our socials and our email newsletter, and we'll keep you informed. George, Masa, we got anything else?
No.
I swear, I got you gonna say something because you ain't shit. George, you got something else?
I still can't believe it's not butter.
All right. With that being said, it's another episode of Straight from the Stance. I'm Boy Rudy. I'm Smarts on Instagram. I'm Smarts on Twitch. I'm Smarts on Twitter.
Jay Undefeated 7. Shout out to Rudy for getting me that king set. Peace.
Peace, love, and Jesus.
Peace. We're still live. Oh shit! Finish already. Did I finish?
Como mierda. Hey.
Good shit, boys. Not bad. Not bad at all. Wait, we still might be in live. Yep.
Fuck y'all.